Persona 5, best gameplay.
Persona 4, best characters.
Persona 3, best story. Yes, today we are talking about Persona 3, the game where you play as sad orphan boy or girl, or Joker before the Joker, who transfers to a school on an island after parents' game ended. Evil man tricks Joker 3 into killing shadows only to feed the darkness inside him. Some fodder character dies to another evil man with a gun. Evil man betrays Joker for some odd reason, then dies. Joker then dies to his darkness, and sleeps on Robot Girl lap. Today, we are back with another video. I like Persona 3, but today will not be a day of positivity. Or rather, I'm coming to you with another one of my devious opinions. I know Persona 3 doesn't get the hate it deserves, but here I am to give it for Persona 3 Portable. I just realized half my channel is like a ball of hatred. But anyway, if you even consider buying this simply for the fact that it's old and decrepit, or otherwise known as unique, please just play Reload, unless you played Portable when it came out. I don't need any more fancy bodies thinking they're so much better for playing old games for the quirky nature of it. And yes, I know you won't be able to live your dream of playing a girl character in a Persona series, but that doesn't matter. Your favorite Tartarus Tower? Your favorite Tartarus Tower! It won't disappear. In fact, you'll even have the pleasure of moving around the town in, like, Reload. I know the games before Portable allowed you to move around, but we're talking about Portable. Yes, in this game, you don't even move your character outside of Tartarus. You're just a blue or pink orb. Now, that may be what you like, but that doesn't matter. It is pretty much a visual novel. There are no cutscenes besides the very first Persona Awakening. There's it's sprites reacting with brilliant voice acting behind it.
That's illegal.
Now, if you do truly desire this sort of experience, then go for it. I'm not stopping you. I'm only leaving a recommendation. In fact, Persona 3 Reload, I think it's on sale right now on Steam. But anyway, the story follows exactly as the other Persona games, or the Persona 3 games, and has English voice acting, about as bad as you'd expect from an old Japanese game. But it isn't really terrible. I mean, you get to play as a sad girl. Not every day you get to play as a girl in some visual novel. Crazy stuff. But regardless, you Persona fans, me included, you know what we love. And what we love is painful ass encounters. But you have to admit, the game is simply easy. Persona 3 Portable is simply easy until it isn't. The only two optional bosses, which are meat-ridden by die-hard Shin Megami Tensei fans, are just unbearable to play, as you need a genuine guide to defeat them. You need a genuine guide to defeat Margaret and Elizabeth. It is non-negotiable, unless you want to spend like 400 times just running up the same freaking thing. And none of you better give me the old, but I beat it. I beat it. I don't care. Calm your fingers from typing that. We all use the same freaking guide, where you use Orpheus Telos and then spam Thunder Ring. Then use Infinity every 8th turn, and blah 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 blah, and repeat. I don't have a skill issue. Don't even start. Don't even put it in the comments. I've seen you nasty, your vile comments in other comment sections. Do not come at me with this evil. I'm sorry, I'm pooping on your game. I'm throwing shade over it, but just hear me out. They managed to summon the same cave-dwelling, keyboard glued to their hands devs to make the most unfair and unreasonable two fights in the game as like an afterthought. I guess they were revisiting their hellscape of Pain and Nocturne as some sort of reference of what to do. But in case you truly do not believe me of what I'm saying, that you need a guide, listen. If you have no skills on your Persona, you're dying. If you do too little damage on one turn, well, too bad, buddy, you're dying. If you do too much damage, you're dying. If you have a life outside of Persona games, you're dying. In fact, as I've said, you need a specific Persona to beat those bosses, Orpheus Telos. Unless you want to just use some starter Persona to grind and then level it up to 99 and 5 other things with only resistances. No nulls. I understand that you would probably get Orpheus Telos if you maxed out the social links by the end point of the game, but you probably wouldn't even know this existed without the guide in the first place. But this is besides the point. The devs made an area specifically designed to grind enemies, and by the way, you have to run through this area, which consists of 10 flights of stairs every time you want to fight the boss. You know, if it wasn't pain enough, there needs to be more. Because whenever you die, you don't just respawn at the beginning of the fight, but rather whenever you saved the game last, and that is at the beginning of Tartarus. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to defeat these bosses. In fact, I would advise you use your time elsewhere. Unless you want to have a couple victory laps around the people on the complaining on the internet, like me. But to continue. Even though it has like 4 OSTs unable to be listened to in any other version, it's still just not as worth it as Persona 3 Reload. In fact, the Persona 3 fans, are trying their darndest to make Kotone in Persona 3 Reload. But that will be all. Goodbye, everybody, and thank you very much for watching.